Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I've sinned a lot. There are a lot of different opinions about men who join the clergy, and most of them are negative and for a good reason. All you have to do is turn on the news to see just how bad things have gotten for children out there, and perverts who hide behind offices of stature are the worst. I actually joined the priesthood to change all of that. I figured if I could help teach others to let God into their hearts, that healing would be better and easier. But that doesn't always work. Sometimes evil is so twisted. This is about one such person. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Do you think we could talk, Father? The man in question was dressed like a lawyer, with a suit and tie and the badge that told me he came from a private academy a few miles away. I don't normally take confessions after Sunday service, but there was something about the man's voice that told me he was a troubled soul. Is the weekend finding you well, Father? As well as can be expected, but come now, I know you didn't visit me merely to discuss my health. Something is weighing on your mind, son. You've been here quite a lot. You've been here quite a while, Father. I suppose there is no pulling the wool over your eyes. You have likely noticed that our school has expanded now to include programs for both boys and girls. We've had an increase in attendance by 65%. That sounds like the Lord has blessed you and your other teachers in a large way. I wish I could say that was something to smile about, but it isn't. There have been several instances lately that have left me disturbed, Father, and I'm uncertain what I should do. My heart is torn between what I know to be wrong and selfish desires. His words made me curious. I could tell he was struggling to explain what was going on. I am not the judge of your actions. You can speak your mind freely. The girls, Father. I can't help but look at them. The schools makes them wear these short uniforms and... Have you ever... No, I couldn't. At least, I haven't yet. But the thoughts plague me, Father. Can you sin because of having impure thoughts? Am I an evil person for this? Tell me truthfully, is there any of the children you are more drawn to? Christina, I've done all I can to keep from being near her. Damn her. She entices me in ways that no other ever could. Father, it should be a sin for any lady, no matter the age, to look so good. And you've struggled with this for how long? Months. Is it the devil? Have I become possessed? Can I stop this from happening? Or is it fate? All I can say for sure is that you must return to the academy immediately and get down on your knees and beg for forgiveness. So you think I am truly lost? I think this is one of those cases where I can't even provide the answers. I came here for help, and you turned me away. I thought the church welcomed all. I immediately saw fury in his eyes. It was awakening to become something criminal. Sir, I have been in this profession for many years, and I have always offered forgiveness to all those who come to me, but it has always been deserved. You have offered nothing to show me you can have the same treatment. The educator said nothing, storming out with his vile thoughts and no excuse to continue them. Part of me felt grateful that I had at least made him realize the putrid, fretting ideas he was lingering on could corrupt and destroy. But I soon learned it wasn't enough. It was a few weeks after that initial confession I was hearing gossip amid pews. People were talking about missing children from the nearby academy, 2 girls and a teacher. I stopped the deacon after one Thursday worship to get the full scoop. It's horrible, Father. Word is that one of the educators took 2 of the children and ran. Somewhere into the woods, or so the papers say. My blood boiled. I knew immediately it had to be the same man I had spoken with. He had acted on his sinful inclinations. And I hated myself for ever thinking he would listen to reason. I said a prayer to God, trying to decide what the right course would be to make. But there weren't any scriptures I could recall that told me how to act. I spent the next few days researching as much as I could about the school, the teacher, and the surrounding area. It took some time, but I found a place where I figured the teacher could hide for weeks without being noticed. An abandoned windmill about 3 miles up into the woods north of the school. It could be about an hour hike in good weather, but the rocky incline would deter any ordinary campers. It was stormy, the hills were saturated with mud and the smell of burnt wood. I imagined that the teacher was using a small bonfire to keep the children warm as he used them, like the animal he was. I closed my eyes and asked God to watch over them long enough until I arrived, but sadly I don't think he was listening. In the windmill I found those girls, shackled and naked, treated like they were nothing. They were malnourished and hardly clinging to life and couldn't even open their eyes when I tried to get their attention. This evil man had decided that my refusal to forgive him was his excuse to commit this desire incessantly. I used my ropes to cover them and try to help them free themselves of their bonds, but I never got the chance. The sound of a gun discharging rang through my ears, and the first girl fell backwards. Then I turned to see the vile man enter the hut, a smile on his face. Well, well, if it isn't the Father Superior himself. Come to finally forgive me, Father. I came to stop you, to put a stop to you permanently. I nearly laughed, thinking that I was bluffing. But what I had seen here was enough to push any sane man over the edge. I tackled him to the ground and pushed him out the door into the mucky overgrowth, my fingers wrapping around his neck as I choked him. He fought back valiantly, trying to kick and scream as he spat and clawed at me. He grabbed at a nearby stone and smashed it against my hand, but somehow I still held firm to his neck. I wanted to see the life drain from his evil eyes. I needed to know that I was given a chance to snuff out this wickedness. Then finally his body went limp. He was gone. I tossed down his corpse into the mud and let the rain wipe sweat off my brow. I returned to the mill to try and save the other girl, but again I was too late. I collapsed on my knees when I realized I was too late for both of them, asking God why he allowed this to happen. I even contacted the police, thinking that maybe God would punish me for this in some way because of my inability to act. But instead, all they did was collect the bodies and send the teacher's corpse to the morgue. Not even an examination was given. One officer said it was better that a bad man be dead, and I realized immediately why this had happened the way it did. God had brought this evil to my doorstep, intending for me to be the one to end his days. I had failed to act quickly enough, and as a result, more had suffered. I should have killed him the day he came to the church. I walked back to my own private apartment and told the Lord I was thankful because this man also helped me to see what I was meant to do. What I could do before others got hurt, I thought grimly. And from then on, I've taken confessions on Sundays too, in hopes of finding more evil men like that teacher. They won't have a prayer left when I'm done with them.